3000 is a short, colorful, 14-minute documentary by Inuk artist Asinajak. It depicts the story of the Inuit people, from the past to the present to the future. In the film, there are multiple examples of common indigenous symbolism and themes. The Inuit are an indigenous group that has lived in the Arctic regions of Canada and other countries for thousands of years. Due to colonization, much of their culture and language threatened to be lost, and they are still fighting to recover it. 3000 shows how the Inuit were impacted by colonization, and how they have survived and come through it together as a people. In 3000, many common Indigenous and Inuit themes and symbols are represented. For example, a symbol that appears in the film and that is common among Inuit works is sled dogs. For hundreds of years, the Inuit have depended on their dogs for transportation and on their instincts in difficult situations. Traditionally, the Inuit were a nomadic people who traveled between different hunting and fishing sites, and the sled dogs were what made this possible. The dogs have always been a very important part of Inuit culture and lifestyle. This was made obvious when the Canadian government wanted to destroy their culture, and they did so by slaughtering their dogs. This greatly affected the Inuit, forcing them to become sedentary and give up much of their traditional lifestyle. To the Inuit, the dogs are a symbol of independence and self-sufficiency, and their strength represents the strength and resilience of Inuit culture. Furthermore, there are some examples of common Indigenous themes in 3000. One of these themes is the importance of representing, remembering, and retelling the history of Indigenous communities. Many First Nation, Inuit, and Métis groups lost important parts of their culture because of colonization and residential schools, and with it, much of their history was nearly forgotten. Traditionally, most Indigenous languages were solely oral and had no written form, so their history was mostly passed down from generation to generation through storytelling rather than being documented. This makes for a unique and vibrant culture, as the history is part of the people, and they must remember it in order for it to not be lost. However, it also makes it difficult for the people who lost their culture and language to recover it. 3000 stresses the importance for Indigenous peoples to remember their community history, as well as depicting the history of the Inuit. In conclusion, the Inuit are a people with a difficult yet inspirational past, and the film 3000 does a good job of recounting it. There are also multiple common Indigenous themes and symbolism represented in the film. Sled dogs are an example of a common symbol in Inuit works, as they are an important part of Inuit culture and lifestyle, and they symbolize the people's independence and self-sufficiency, as well as their strength and resilience in the face of the many challenges they have had to face. The film also tells viewers about the importance of remembering and retelling community history, as many Indigenous peoples lost much of their culture, language, and history because of colonization, and are still fighting to recover it. Though Inuit culture and language are distinct from that of other First Peoples, many of them suffered similar losses and are facing a similar fight to recover it.